my perioral dermatitis naturally. Hello, my name is Nadia. I am the founder of the Beauty Doctrine, home of functional beauty, and that is where beauty meets health. In addition to being in the beauty industry for 28 years, I've faced many skin challenges. I know a lot of people will say, oh, you have great skin, maybe it's genetics, this or that. No. The reason why I have a decent enough skin most days is because of my diet. I attribute that to my diet 100%, and then of course just being aware of what skincare ingredients I put on my skin, but I'm extremely limited on what I can actually use personally, and that's because when I was 26, so that's 21 years now, I developed a severe immune response to many skincare ingredients. I'm still not able to use a lot of products. So I can't use eyeshadow if I wanted to. I'm limited to using mascara maybe once a week. I only wear it to do videos. I don't use powders. I don't use foundations. There are so many things that I'm not able to use, and I'm actually very thankful for that. So when I had that issue at 26, I just woke up with my eyes swollen shut. I had to figure out what I'm allergic to, which was many things, and I think that is a massive reaction to just being around a lot of toxic chemicals. I'm constantly layering skincare and makeup, and I'm in department stores. I was traveling, training various teams from city to city, so I was always in that environment, thinking I'm doing my skin a bunch of good by using all these active ingredients. And so in a panic, I went to my dermatologist, who obviously recommended a long-term course of antibiotics, steroids, Cetaphil, and then he said, here is a prescription of tretinoin for your wrinkles, which I still don't understand, but it really opened my eyes. Obviously at the time, I still don't have deep wrinkles 21 years later, but at 26 years old, that just opened my eyes to the fact that the way that medicine is practiced, it's almost robotic. These are all the tools in our toolkit, then we're just gonna prescribe them to everybody we got, whether they need them or not. Everybody gets to have tretinoin. Let's just do that to cure wrinkles that are in there. And so that really started my journey looking for better, healthier solutions that can actually help manage all those issues that I was developing with my skin. And 21 years later, here I am sharing those tips with you under the umbrella of the Beauty Doctrine, home of functional beauty. So that was a very long introduction, but let's get started with how I cured my perioral dermatitis naturally. So perioral dermatitis is an inflammatory skin condition. It's a rash that typically flares up around the mouth. And so I've had it often enough to figure out what the triggers are. Obviously, I've dug really deep into the research and anecdotal, evidence, documented a lot of my clients' experiences as well that dealt with it. This video is going to cover both triggers as well as the solutions that you can apply. Two really big triggers are tied to the skincare that you're using, and I see this time and time again. So that is fragrances and essential oils. The other class of ingredients that it's a guarantee that I get a perioral dermatitis flare up every time I use it is certain harsh preservatives. For example, if I wanted to flare up right now, all I need to do is apply my ordinary products. I keep testing different ones. I've been on the lookout for, let's say, copper peptides, and it's very difficult to find a clean formula on the market that has copper peptides. I looked at the ordinary one. All of the ingredients looked fantastic. I apply the product, there is a flare up. I stop, I treat it, and then a week later I test it again and there is a flare up. And so you want to be careful with certain harsh ingredients in skincare products. Many chemical sunscreens are triggers for perioral dermatitis, as well as prolonged sun exposure. I've seen that heavy moisturizers can lead to a flare up in perioral dermatitis. Fluoride based toothpaste and cinnamon. I'm really sad about the last one because cinnamon is one of the best antioxidant rich spices. It's delicious. It helps regulate your blood sugar. Phenomenal if you have diabetes, insulin resistance, all that. It's so good. But I just know to avoid it. Or if there is something that has cinnamon that I really, really want to consume, I still do that knowing that I might have a flare up, which I've learned to manage now. So let's get into how to manage those flare ups. Obviously, when you get a flare up, make sure to avoid all of the triggers that I mentioned. I will also have them listed in the description below. The second thing is to pull out your blue light therapy device. Very important. This is the fastest way I found that manages my perioral dermatitis. In the past, before I discovered blue light, I would have a flare up for at least a couple of weeks before it kind of starts going away. Now, maybe 2 or 3 days with blue light and it just disappears. So you can either have a device that you can use directly, you just hold it in place, for about 3 minutes each area. So you do 3 minutes on this side and then 3 minutes on that side. Or you can have a larger panel, which will have, I talk so much about red light therapy. And so if you're looking for a panel with red light therapy, you can buy one that gives you red light for anti-aging. And there is the blue, which you can use when you have a flare up on your face. And then there's actually the purple setting. So the purple setting is a combination of red and blue. So if you have your perioral dermatitis flare up and you still need your red light therapy treatment, which I recommend up to 5 times a week, you can go ahead and use the panel, which is just an easier way to get your light therapy treatments. I will also add recommendations for toothpastes that are fluoride free. The one I personally use is on my website. I don't have that many options on there. I keep it pretty tight, but I'll have additional options just so you have them. Now, let's talk about the skincare routine that helps support my skin when I have that flare up. The first product I use is Rummer. I use it with intention because it's got honey in it, which is antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it's got tea tree oil, which can help appease those bumps that show up as a result of perioral dermatitis. The second product is a supplement, which is probiotics. I take a Trinity one that has prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. So that has the fastest impact on the skin. Believe it or not, there is the gut skin axis. So anytime I get any type of flare up, whether it's perioral dermatitis or something else, I'm experiencing acne or some issue, sometimes I'll get a little eczema behind my ear from stress, I automatically start incorporating probiotics daily in my routine. But again, Trinity is going to be my top pick because it offers a lot more than a regular probiotic and it delivers faster results. Keeping with internal cures, I increase my intake of omega-3 fatty acids. I generally consume fish multiple times a week, as well as walnuts, which are very high in omega-3s, and they're phenomenal for skin health, body health, obviously. But whenever I get a flare up, I start adding omega-3 pills. And so again, I will link up my favorite brands, at least a couple options in the description below. They are known to be highly anti-inflammatory. Some research even indicates that omega-3s are more anti-inflammatory than aspirin. Keeping in mind that prolonged sun exposure can aggravate perioral dermatitis, so it is preferable when you have a flare-up to get your vitamin D from a supplement rather than from direct sun exposure. It is absolutely crucial to the health of the skin, to immunity, to our body to be able to defend itself. If you've had perioral dermatitis and tried something that worked for you that you'd like to share with our community, please let us know in the description below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. That supports this channel more than you know. Share this video with somebody that has perioral dermatitis and let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be well, be safe, be beautiful. Till next time.